Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. Today's guest is the founder of Beauty Glam. She is a powerhouse in business, leadership, and ministry development. A woman whose mission is to help other women step into positions of influence and turn their passions or ministries into thriving, impactful businesses. She's a wife, a proud mom of three, a pastor's kid, a multi-industry entrepreneur in beauty, life insurance, modeling, and acting. And her vision is to elevate women through beauty, strategy, and faith, equipping them to lead with confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, today I welcome to you Elizabeth Laurenzana. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the invite. I'm super excited to be here with you today.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. It's my pleasure. Thank you for coming along today. So, as I explained right before we started rolling, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Well, more than a few, and then I categorize them so we can stay on topic. And, you ready to get going?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. Me too. Let's do this. All right. So the first category is personal journey and foundation. So the first question for you is, you've worn a lot of hats. Like, speaking of, like, you've been a wife, you've been a mom, you've been an entrepreneur, a ministry leader, model, actress. I could go on. But how did your journey begin, and what inspired your passion for empowering women?
So one of the things that really inspired me is that I've always been an independent woman, right? Now that I'm going through different transitions in my life, I would say that I wasn't necessarily, it wasn't something that I chose to be independent. I just really started business with not a lot of support. And so for me, creating my passive incomes, creating my multi-passions was something that really helped me be able to fund my business, keep my business going. And so being able to show that to women and just tell them, like, you have this vision, that you want to accomplish, right? And sometimes, like, you have to develop the multi-passion. Sometimes you have to create new skill sets, right? You have to learn new skill sets. You have to develop yourself in order for you to be able to fund that vision that you have. And so for me, that was really inspiring to be able to show that to women, that even though when you don't have all the support, right, whether it can be like physical support, sometimes it can look like financial support, sometimes it can look like moral support, right? Being able to create those different passions, skill sets, talents, hobbies, right? Whatever you want to call it, is going to help you be able to move forward with that vision. And so that's what was really, for me, the motive of being able to show show women that they can do it, even if they have those obstacles.
Gotcha. Okay. That's nice. That's good to hear. So growing up as a pastor's kid, how has faith shaped your leadership style and your approach to business?
So growing up as a pastor's kid. So I would say that growing up as a pastor's kid is what actually developed me into being a leader, right? Okay. Because as a pastor's kid, I really was like at high standard. Yeah. I was at high standard with the way that I showed up, the way that I dressed, if showing up on time, all of it. Like, I could really say that my parents really shaped that part of my leadership because they were on top of it all the time. Like, we grew up with no TV. We grew up with, like, literally no hobbies. It was strictly nothing but ministry and church. Okay. Right? And I always like to give the story that there were times that I would wake up in the morning, my hair would be half done, and my dad would be like, let's go, right? Like, he'd pound on the door and he'd be like, we're going, so we were at church 2 hours early. Okay. So that part of me, I would say that was a big, huge shape for me. Of course, I ended up getting married, ended up having kids, right? And sometimes you can't sustain it, right? Yeah. Sometimes, like, you want to run on time and you can't because you have a teenage daughter that just won't get out of the door. Yeah. Right? Or, my husband who, was completely different. He worked at night and was in a bakery. And so waking up for him early was really hard, and so I had to really adapt to those seasons of my life, but also at the same time say, like, I'm a business owner, like those leadership qualities, like I really have to keep enforcing them.
Yeah.
Like reinforcing them over and over. So I would say that leadership and being a pastor's kid, they really came hand in hand. It was just a matter of like keeping up, right?
Yeah.
And then in business, a lot of people don't like to admit, but a church is really ran like a business.
Okay.
Right? Like the whole structure of a church is like, it's like a business, right? And people don't like for me to say that, but it is, right? And so being able to see my parents in that aspect of running a church, right? Buying supplies, buying inventory, paying for bills, managing their money. I was actually also a part of the finance at the church. So I was able to see that part. And so whenever I got into business, even though they were two completely different business models,
yeah,
I already had an idea in my head. And so that really helped me. And my parents have also helped me with advice and with a lot. And also like having resources, right? Because as a pastor's kid, you know so many people, right?
Yeah.
And so that also helped me in my business because I had connections.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it set a pretty good foundation for you at a young age.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, challenging, but I think that I did have at least some sort of structure and foundation when I started off. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. It sounds like it. Okay. So what was the first entrepreneurial step that you took that made you realize that this is the path that I'm going to walk?
So out of everything, right? Because I do so many things. And I actually want to say that my main business is actually called Boss Lady Empire Academy. And that's basically like the umbrella of all the other things, beauty glam.
Okay.
My first business that I actually launched was beauty glam.
Okay.
Because I started off in Herbalife. Many people know I kind of burnt out my connections with a lot of spam marketing, you know, and then I had to kind of reinvent my my way of marketing with people. And for some reason, women are vain, right? Beauty is always like at demand. So I started off kind of like reinventing my brand through beauty glam.
Okay.
But I would say that beauty glam is like my passion, right? Being able to help women feel confident, feel beautiful. But coaching and leadership, I would say, is like my real passion.
Okay.
I love that. Like the beauty aspect, you know, it's superficial, right? We all know like beauty fades, right? We're all beautiful in our own way, right? But coaching, I feel like that is really what has my heart. That's why I like to do podcasting. That's why I like to do networking. That's why I like to give women advice, is because that's really where my heart lies, is being able to help people, right? And being able to like show like, this is the way I did it. If I could have done it different, like I would have, but now you don't have to repeat the same steps that I did. And so I love to coach. I love the beauty part too, but overall coaching is like my favorite thing.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and you get that opportunity to teach a lot of people things, so that comes in handy. All right, so we'll move on to business and leadership. So you work at the intersection of ministry and business. How do you integrate spiritual principles into entrepreneurial strategy without compromising either side?
So this one's huge for me. And building my personal brand, I would say always having the focus of what are my internal values and morals.
Okay.
For me, that has always been important. For me, it has always been important for me to build a business where I feel like this is actually me. Like this is actually something that I genuinely love to do, and I'm passionate about it, and it aligns with my morals and the way that I, you know, live out my life. And the reason why I say it's so important is because a lot of times people start off with a business and they have this idea of a business and they're very passionate about it, but then they switch up, right? And they're like, kind of like, oh, this niche isn't really like in demand. Like, I need to leave my morals, I need to leave my values, and I need to focus on something that is in demand and is popular, right? For me, I'm not like that. I'm not a person that I am worried about like how many followers I have. For me, it's more like quality, right? And for me, it's very important that I always am aligned to those values and those morals. And they're really based off of like my faith, right? The Christian foundation of what my parents taught me, right? Because I feel like my parents did such a good job in leaving me the legacy of God.
Mm-hmm.
And they worked so hard. They sacrificed their life, right? It's like, we see a lot of Christians that they party and drink, right? But then when you're young, you don't necessarily know the difference between right and wrong at a very young age, right?
Yeah.
So my parents were like, this is who I say I am, and I'm going to show you with my actions who I am. And they never like made me feel like my parents were hypocrites. Never.
That's good.
You know, and so now that I'm an adult, I could do my own decisions, right? I can really do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I could be a hypocrite behind closed doors and nobody's going to find out.
Yeah.
But I feel like I owe that to my parents of how much they sacrificed, how, you know, being a teenager.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you want to do things, you know, but at the same time, and you're like, oh, my kids aren't going to find out. But whenever I think about it, I'm like, dang, like, I wish I was like my parents, you know? Like, my parents didn't really show me, like, two different scenarios. Like, they told me things, but they also acted out in it. And for me, that's super important for me. Like, my morals, my values, I am like, this is a legacy that I'm going to continue on. My parents left it to me, and I want to continue on with me and with my kids as well.
That's nice. Seems like your parents set a really good example for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So you believe every woman has leadership potential. What do you see as the biggest barrier holding women back from stepping into positions of influence?
So the greatest barrier, I would say is confidence. I think women lack so much confidence.
Okay.
Right, and in that confidence, there's also like a lot of comparison.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I've been talking about this for such a long time. Like, sometimes we feel like as women, like, who do I need to be? Who do I need to become? Right. How should I dye my hair? Like, do I need to go get plastic surgery? Do I need to be thinner? Do I need to be fatter? Like, we think about all of these things, right?
Yeah.
But at the core of ourselves, we really have to believe, like, I am that woman, right? I am her. Like, there's been a lot of times, like, in my business that I feel like imposter syndrome, right? Like, I get nervous. Like, sometimes I'm like, gosh, like, I don't know if I could really carry on the name that I market.
Yeah. Or
I don't know if I could really carry on the expectations that God has for me in my ministry, or the expectations my parents have, or everybody, right? Because I'm a pastor's kid.
Right.
So there's times that I doubt that, right? But I have to walk in the confidence of saying, I am her, and I am going to become her, and I'm going to be better. You know, and I think that when we internally really realize that we are that person, right, and we continue to grow, right, like, we can do so many things, but you got to believe it, like, inside, right? As women, we focus on so many, like, things that don't matter, right? Like, it's like the makeup, like, gosh, if I was prettier, and I'm like, girl, you don't gotta be prettier. Like, you just gotta believe that you're that person.
Yeah.
And it's a simple concept, but it's very hard for women to understand.
Okay.
It's like, you're not lacking anything. You already have it within you, right? And so I love to share that it's like none of the like, you can have like a pretty face and then your mindset is trash.
Yeah.
Right? Or your discipline is trash, or the way you speak is trashy, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like, focus on the internal things, believing that you are her, and also recognizing, like, what are the things that I am lacking, right? Because sometimes we are lacking.
Yeah.
And people hate to hear this, but sometimes we're not enough, right? Sometimes we do require skill sets. We require talent. We require discipline, right? Sometimes, like, we are bad parents, right? But if we can gracefully think about those things and say, like, I am her and I'm going to be better, then I feel like nothing can stop us.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So can you walk us through the process of helping women turn a passion or ministry into a thriving business?
The steps?
Yeah.
So the first thing I would say So business and ministry, I think they're different.
Yeah.
Right? Ministry is more like, what did God call you? What do you feel like God really called you to do? Right? And I feel like there's a concept that has been misunderstood. There's a difference between purpose and there's a difference between a calling. Okay? In the faith-based part, right, the calling comes from God, but our purpose is God. Right? A lot of times, like, I see so many faith-based people that they're like, oh my gosh, like my purpose is to help people be fit and healthy. I'm like, no, like your purpose is God, right? Like we're here just to glorify God. Nothing else out of it, right? How do we glorify God? Through our calling. Gotcha. So I think that's the difference, right? So definitely is identifying like your calling. Like, what do I feel that God has called me to do? And there are so many things that I could say on this, but I will say God will give you a calling that you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
And it usually comes down to like your testimony, like things that you have been able to overcome. That's your calling.
Okay.
And sometimes you don't understand why, right? You're just like, I don't understand like why I'm going through this, right? And then people start reaching out and now you're a resource because you went through that. In the business aspect, your personal brand.
Okay.
Right, and I'm not talking about colors, aesthetics. Those are superficial things. I'm talking about like the internal things. Like, what is your drive? What is your tone? All those internal things, I would say, give you the foundation to be able to build a business. If you understand your business and you understand your brand, then you can market that. Then your audience can know that. But if you don't even know what your brand is, people aren't going to know what your brand is.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would say those things are the main things.
That's a beautiful way to put it. I like that. Okay. So in your experience, what are the top 3 leadership qualities women should develop to thrive in business or ministry?
Top 3 qualities. Top 3 qualities. We're talking about like moral qualities, internal qualities, superficial qualities. I'm analytical, so I kind of like go deep into like.
It's okay. You can interpret the question however you want. Yeah.
So top 3 qualities, I would say. Gosh. One of the things I would say is self-accountability. Right. I think that if you can make yourself self-accountable for things, right, whether you have a mentor or don't have a mentor, I think that can really shape your life. You know, because sometimes we don't have self-accountability and that's why we procrastinate. That's why we don't do things, like we're not consistent, right? Because we don't have the self-accountability.
That's huge.
So accountability, I say, is one of the most important things. The other quality that I would say is being able to master like self-love, right? For me, self-love is so important. I feel like that's like the fuel that I have for myself. Like I could be going through any season in my life, right?
Yeah.
And people can ask me like, why are you so consistent? Like, how can you stay consistent? And it's really because of the love that I have for myself.
Okay.
Right? Like, you got to love yourself first, even before you love your business. Right? Because you can lose yourself even for your business. Right? But when you do things because you love yourself and you can really like step away from your business and be like, my business can take a break and I need to take care of myself first. Take care of yourself and everything else is going to work out. Okay. And then the third one, I would say systems. Right? Like you develop those systems are going to take care of you. Even in the long run, right? In the middle of a transition, in the middle of hardship, in the middle of when you say, I'm gonna stop my business and I'm gonna choose myself, those systems are gonna continue to work for you, right? And when I say systems, I'm talking about habits, I'm talking about routines, right? All those things, those are the things that are really gonna get you out of the rut whenever you are feeling low in your business or low in your life. Right. And so I don't think that I would be able to like function as a human being a mom, being a pastor's kid, all the hats that I carry if I didn't have systems.
Yeah.
Systems is really what simplify my life, you know? And so I'm like, develop the system, right? It's like before you want to create a morning routine, you got to create a night routine. Sometimes people are like, I can't wake up early. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why, like, I can't develop the habit of waking up early. And I'm like, well, do you have a night routine?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have a night routine.
Yeah.
How do you expect to have a morning routine when you don't even have a night routine?
Yeah.
Right? And those are the things that are really going to give you success in the long run.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I went through depression, I went through really hard season of depression almost for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And what made me realize that I was going through depression were my systems.
Okay.
All of a sudden I woke up and I was like, wait, why am I not, like, what happened to my system? Like, why am I not like functioning in like an orderly manner, right? And that's when I realized, I'm like, gosh, like something's happening to me.
Okay.
So for me, like my systems were like what really were like, it was like the wake up call of like something is happening because my consistency is not there.
Gotcha.
You know? And so then I ended up going back to my systems, like daily method of operations, routines, habits, all of those things. They're going to take care of you.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, staying organized and having routines is really important in life. Yeah. And it's weird as some people don't realize it. Like you said, they don't realize it until they hit some point in their life where they're crumbling or falling down or, you know, but it's good to realize it better late than never and get that started. So yeah, that's a good way. Next topic is branding and digital strategy. So many women struggle with personal branding. How do you help them discover and articulate their unique value in a crowded market?
So articulate their value in a crowded market. It's really simple because you're the brand.
Yeah.
You're the brand. You know, like sometimes we, like I said, we look for the external stuff, right? And it's like the more that you know yourself as a woman, right, the more you're going to know your brand and you're going to be able to build that brand. Because your brand is really, it's really composed of every single part of you, right? And I said this on Thursday for that women event. It's like, I have had women reach out to me and be like, girl, like I saw these lashes and they reminded me of you. Right? And for a lot of people that you're probably going to be like, like they're just lashes. But if a person can remember you in their mind in the middle of their day, that means that you have left an image in their, you know, in whether it could be like physical, like through their eyesight, or whether it could be like morally, or like a type of like personality that you have, like how you project yourself.
Yeah.
Like I had this friend that it really caught my attention because now that I'm going through a really hard time, like through divorce, I needed a mentor, you know, and I was just like, gosh, like this is such a hard season for me. And she, you know, she told me, I was really excited because she was like, you know what? She's like, I know you're a woman. Your character has shown me that you're a woman that ponders on thought, because I'm so analytical, right? Yeah. I don't just make like rational decisions of like being emotional and being like, oh my gosh, I'm going to cut my hair and I'm going to dye my hair because I'm going through a divorce, right? That's not me, right? I feel like I'm a very emotionally grounded person. But she told me, she's like, I know that this decision that you have made, you have pondered on it because your character has really shown me that you're not an emotional person, that you actually think things through, and that if you've decided to take this course in your life, it's because you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That really gave me so much relief to know, right? So the way that I speak, the way that I market, the way that I present myself, the tone that I have, those are all things that our people are going to remember.
Yeah.
And you can't fake it.
Yeah.
You cannot fake it, right? You can try to act like you are super professional, right? Come up with the suit every time in your personal brand, and it's not going to be sustainable because it's not you.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So your personal brand, it's you. It's all it is. It's a projection of who you are. And it's basically the tiny pieces of who you are. You like the color pink? Put the color pink in your personal brand. That's going to be your color, right? If you like hoops for your earrings, put the hoops for your earrings, right?
Yeah.
All those things, those are the things that compose your personal brand, right? And sometimes we get so caught up with all the, like, the color matching and all the things. And I'm like, you don't have to do all those things, right? And the more you know yourself and the more that you're able to project that in your personal brand, the more you're going to enjoy your business and the more you're going to market your business, because you're going to be like the walking brand, right? You're going to be walking in your brand, right? And so being able to recognize that, doing the inner work is so important.
For sure.
Right? And just like, I always say, like, it's your business. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to hold yourself back. Is it famous? Is it not famous? People are going to adapt to you.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're going to attract the right people, and the other people you're going to repel.
Yeah.
And if you repel them and they don't coincide with your personal brand, it's because it's not your market.
Yeah.
And it's simple.
I think there's you mentioned, that's a really good way to put it too, but I like how you said that you can't fake it, because whether you're barely starting out or you're already halfway in the game or you're a veteran in the game, whatever, eventually all that persona, that fake persona that you're putting out is going to come out to the public either way at some point in time. And I hate that saying, fake it till you make it. Like it's stupid to me, because at no matter what point in time you're not being yourself. You're trying to put on something, and it's huge for social media in today's day, right?
Yeah.
Like, people put on this perfect, like, I'm perfect, always putting like happy stuff on this and this, and in reality they're nothing like it. Right? They're like totally depressed, or they don't have friends, or they're just trying to play this part. But
and you know what, I have a post on my main profile that I actually mentioned, like, fake it till you make it is trash.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you develop yourself until you make it, right? Like, I want to give an example. Like, this setting, it's freeing to you, right? But what if you would put yourself in a setting where you have to be professional all the time?
Yeah.
With the suit, would you be able to sustain that?
No, I
no,
wouldn't.
Because you have kids, you have a family, right? You'd be like, gosh, I have to go wash that suit. I have to go, like, iron that suit. I have to take it to the washer, right? But that's why my podcast, I'm like, in the morning, I am sipping a tea and I am like probably yawning because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
But I can sustain that.
Yeah.
You know? And so what type of audience are you going to bring? You're probably going to bring audience that are very, like, their personality is very, like, relaxing.
Yeah.
Because you present yourself as a relaxing person.
Yeah.
You put you put pressure on yourself. Like, can you sustain that, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was an example.
Yeah, no, that was a good example, and that was the foundation of doing all this, right? It's just like I wanted it to be something that already involved my lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I do jiu-jitsu, and we're gonna be on the mat. So it's
and this is your brand, so it's and you enjoy it, and it, like, you can wake up, put on a t-shirt, and be like, we're gonna do a podcast.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. So next, we're going to jump into empowerment and mindset. So how do you help women overcome the fear of visibility and truly step into the role as a leader?
Visibility and stepping in the role of a leader. So, visibility. There are so many business models out there. So many ways that you can market yourself. Right? Like, there are so many ways, so many funnels also where you can drive traffic, right? For example, you have this podcast, you're driving traffic. I believe you have YouTube, right? And so I always tell this to, like, the clients that I've had. And I say I've had because I'm taking kind of a little break with coaching. But if you don't want to be on camera, you don't got to be on camera, right? I would say that video is the greatest form, to be able to attract people, because in a personal brand, if you show your face, and they see how you're talking, right, they trust you more because it's in video. They can see your personality. They can see the way that you project yourself with your body language and all of that.
Yeah.
But I always say, like, choose a business model that aligns to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like what you said now.
Yeah.
Right? but don't feel the pressure of having to choose a business model that you don't feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many Instagram accounts do we see that are faceless reels?
Shitload.
There's a ton.
Yeah.
And you don't even know, like they have like 1 million followers and you have never seen their face.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? Why don't they want to show their face? They probably don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Or we see girls that they're posting and they don't even have like a pretty house, right? So they go out there, right? And they're basically like posting outside. They're posting in a hotel, like if they're at a fancy restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes when we think about visibility, we get that pressure of like, oh my gosh, I have to have the perfect aesthetic. I have to buy the perfect makeup. I have to have the perfect background. And I'm saying because I went through this. I have a house that's 1970. Like your house is beautiful. I bet it looks new inside. My house does not look new inside. My house is pink mixed with blue, right? So I get to choose how am I going to market myself and what type of visibility am I going to choose aligned with my lifestyle and aligned how I feel comfortable.
Okay.
We have that option. And that's why I'm saying in your business, you have the option to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right? Not because people are doing like podcasts that are visual like this with the camera doesn't mean that any other person has to do the same way.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't put myself at 4:00 in the morning on my podcast, with my robe looking like an old lady, so I don't do video.
Yeah.
But why did I choose to do my podcast just through audio is because I knew that I was going to be recording at 4:00 in the morning.
Gotcha.
Right. So for visibility, I would say you are the owner of your business. Do whatever aligns to your lifestyle. Do whatever aligns in a way that can be sustainable. That means that you can do it in the long run.
Yeah.
Right? And adapt to that and be okay with that. Yeah. Right? Like we get trendy and we want to do like, oh my gosh, like look at her room. I need a vanity.
Yeah.
I thought for the longest time that I needed a vanity so that my background would look pretty. I never have used that vanity. And so I would say visibility in that aspect. And then what was the other one?
So just stepping into the role as a leader.
Stepping into the role as a leader?
Yeah.
Just self-development.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's a lie that we're all born leaders.
Oh, yeah.
We're not born leaders.
Yeah.
Like we become leaders when we do the work.
Right.
Right. Whenever we wake up early, we do the disciplines, right? We are consistent. We build a reputation. We build a brand. We gain followers. Like if nobody's following you, like, are you a leader? Gotcha. If nobody is admiring you, are you a leader? You're not a leader.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So.
All right. I like the way you're interpreting things here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what role does beauty inside and out play in confidence, leadership, and business success?
Beauty. So sometimes I've gotten a lot of comments like, why do you always have to wear makeup? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I even had a guy tell me that I am not confident because I wear makeup. He's like, why are you always talking about confidence if you never even come out with makeup? I come out with makeup because I'm a makeup artist.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why would I say I'm a makeup artist and not look like a makeup artist?
Yeah.
Why would I say I'm a leader and not project myself as a leader?
Right.
Right? All of that is, again, tied to personal brand. Right? I went to this event one day where there was a ton of makeup artists. We did makeup at 4:00 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
I woke up at 3:00 and I did my makeup. Guess who got the most girls for makeup?
You did.
I got the most girls for makeup because girls were looking at my makeup and they were like, do you think you can do my eyebrows like that? Right? And why was it? Was because I was showing up as a leader and I was showing up as my personal brand, as what my industry is.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't say like I'm a makeup artist or I'm a permanent makeup artist. I do eyebrows and then your eyebrows look trashy. Like how can you, like I wouldn't trust, I don't know about any other girl. I would not trust a girl that has ugly eyebrows to literally tattoo my eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, I would look at her and I'd be like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah.
So it all ties in.
For sure.
Like your aesthetic, the way that you show up, right? Like all of it is tied to your personal brand.
Yeah.
And you're going to have influence by the way that you dress, right?
Yep.
Like, I have seen you since before you went to military. I have seen you before you started like your business, because I know that you sell military stuff, right? But I've also seen that you project who you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's a part of who you are. You are your brand. So in beauty, you are your brand.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, you can't come at me and say, oh, I'm a makeup artist, and then you go do makeup, and where's your makeup?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'd be doubtful. Like, I would be, like, scared if someone's doing my makeup, and I'm just like, girl, what happened to your makeup? Like, make sure it don't come out like that.
Yeah.
You know? So I would say it all comes together, and I have really high standards of myself.
Good.
Because I like to present myself as who I say that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I know I gave a lot of examples, but
Yeah,
that's like
fine.
the best way that I could interpret what you just asked me.
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's a harsh interpretation, but you know, people will get it.
Yeah, I got you. All right, yeah, that's in the same ways as saying, like, you go to a barber shop. For us, man, if you go to a barber shop, you're not going to get a haircut from a dude with a shitty-ass haircut.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
You'd probably be like, can I get the other person?
Yeah.
Like, next. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Okay, cool. So can you give us a story of a woman you've mentored whose transformation deeply impacted you?
Deeply impacted me. Yes, I could actually say a story. So I'm going to try to make it as brief as I possibly can. I talk a lot, so that's why I was like, how much time do we have?
That's fine.
So I do a lot of like mini workshops that are really like low priced, right? Because they're just affordable and people just kind of hop on. And I remember that I met this girl that was in a business that was selling products, kind of like what Herbalife does.
Okay.
And at that time, I was running a program that was called the Self-Made Signature Program, right? And I believe that you can be in a business, but you can extend your offers and you can create your own offers.
Okay.
And so she was basically telling me that she's in this business. How much commission do you make? 20%. I'm like, 20%? Like, you're marketing off the roof. Literally, your life is being consumed through marketing and you're getting 20% commission, right? So I basically was telling her, like, I understand you want to do this business model, right? It's an in-business model. And I basically told her, I kind of want to give you an idea of how you can branch out without leaving that business model, that in-business model, and creating your own offers. I told her, because it is possible, right? And we're having this conversation, you know, I'm kind of giving her ideas, and at the end she tells me, you know, she's like, I am a licensed social worker. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really interesting. She's like, yeah. She's like, you've put like so many ideas into me that I really need to sit down and talk with my husband. I was like, fine. After that conversation, she completely went off social media, stopped marketing. And I was like, what just happened? I was so worried. I was like, gosh, like, did I offend her? Like, did I discourage her? Like, is she not marketing these products because now she's thinking about the 20% and her life being consumed by this company, right?
Yeah.
And I felt really guilty, you know. I was like, gosh, like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So I completely, it was my first time meeting her, and I completely did not talk to her. A year passes by, and I end up having another workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the only one that logs in. At first, I didn't even know it was her because she had a different username. And she didn't turn on her camera, but then when we're having this conversation in this workshop, it was a mini masterclass. I tell her I stopped the master class, and I'm like, I don't know why your voice sounds so familiar. I'm like, do I know you?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. She's like, we talked a year ago. Remember at this class? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, yes, I remember who you are.
Yeah.
And so I told her, I was like, I really need to talk to you. I'm like, can we pause the master class? Can you turn on your camera? And she turns it on, and I'm like, hey. I told her, I need to apologize. I'm like, I don't know if I offended you, discouraged you in your business. I just wanted to give you a different perspective, but I don't know if I did something for you to stop marketing.
Yeah.
And she tells me, you know what? She's like, after I had this conversation with you, I talked to my husband, and I decided to open my own counseling business.
Oh, wow.
She's like, I ended up that whole year I took off. She's like, my business is located on Montgomery, and she basically has a business where she helps refugees.
Okay.
And she also does counseling,
yeah.
and she's contracted with the state. She's like, I just realized that I had to be my own boss. Yeah. That I couldn't keep marketing for this company, and that I really needed to do something for my family.
Wow.
I literally almost cried. I was like, dang, girl. So then I end up talking to her. She's like, you inspired me so much. She's like, I spent so many years in that company. And disclaimer, I'm not saying that those companies are bad, but I am saying that there is easier ways to make money by making your own business and creating your own offers, right?
Yeah.
But anybody chooses whatever business they want.
Yeah.
Those in-business models, they already have structure. So sometimes we want something that has structure. But really, like, are you making money out of it?
Yeah.
I've created programs and services where I make 100% profit.
Sweet.
Right? I sold a coaching program for $500. Literally by coaching a girl for 3 months. Right? And it's once a week for 3 months. Okay? Yeah. And when I was going through like all of these problems, that I was going through depression and I needed counseling, I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, I was like, do you have counseling? She's like, yeah. She's like, you know what? I take your insurance. Come. I ended up going with my husband, and she hugged me, and she told my husband, because she speaks Spanish, she was like, you don't even know the impact that your wife did in my life.
That's amazing.
She's like, because I went to that master class, I have my own counseling office, refugee, contracted with the state. She's like, and now I can be with my kids.
That's crazy.
And for me, I was like, dang, like the influence of leadership.
Yeah. And
sometimes you have to say it, you have to be like rough. And sometimes you have to say like, why are you in a business that's giving you 20%? Right? But for me, that's a story that I will always remember. Now I'm actually contracted with her, and we're going to do a big, huge workshop next year. And now she contracted me, right? Now I'm working for her. But it's amazing. It's amazing what your influence can do and how it can shape people's lives.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And sometimes it's just done with helping them look at a different perspective or presenting them a new approach.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
That's why I love coaching.
Full circle.
Because that's like a life-changing thing, right?
Yeah, that's amazing to have an impact on other people like that. That's crazy. So I bet you that made you feel good for sure. That's awesome. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I didn't hurt your feelings. Like, this was good. Yeah. But I did cry. Cool. So, all right, we'll jump into a personal life and balance. So, as a mother of 3, how do you manage your time and energy while working on multiple businesses?
Oh gosh. There was 2 things that I used to always be really harsh on. The first thing was balance. There's no such thing as balance. There's not. All you can do is find harmony in between.
Okay.
With grace, right? I always talk about grace. I don't think that there is such thing as balance, because I believe that life transition, life changes, unexpected things are always going to come. Always. And there's going to be times that in your business, you are hell out of balance. You're just like, dang, like everything is falling apart. I don't know what's happening. And it's going to be out of balance, right? If you try to control that balance, right? Your own resistance is actually going to cause imbalance, right? I don't know if I can explain that properly, but sometimes like that resistance is what really like has you stuck, has you pressured, has you angry, has you depressed because you're trying to control. The other time is time. I used to be a person that I don't value money as much as I value time.
Yeah.
I was so harsh on myself because I was brought into this idea of time freedom.
Okay.
And that mentality of time freedom, being able to be with my kids, that's actually what got me depressed. I ended up having my son, and I was like, another thing that I have to balance, like another human being that I have to keep alive. Like, I don't know if I can do this, right? So that was really hard for me.
Yeah.
Right? So the things that when you put your mentality into like balance and trying to control time, you are going to find yourself trying to be in survival mode for a really long time. And there's going to be a lot of resistance in your life, and there's going to be a lot of burnout in your life. So now there are three things that I think about. I think three things. The first one is always focusing on progress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always focusing on progress, whether it's slow progress or fast progress. I always focus in not having my life feel like it's stagnant. Because the moment that I feel that my life is stagnant, that's the moment that I get depressed.
Gotcha.
Right? So being able to focus on progress always keeps momentum going.
Yeah.
And sometimes that progress can be mini milestones.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you didn't do the whole thing, but you got this one thing done.
Yeah.
And that one thing done gave you motivation to get the next thing done. And it gives you progress, right? The other thing is grace. I've learned that I always have to keep space for grace.
Okay.
Like, I am a mom of 3. You know, like, I'm keeping humans alive. Like, I'm feeding humans. Like, that already on itself makes me a badass mom.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm taking care of my family. I'm working, right? I'm doing eyelashes after work. I'm a full-time worker. Like, the ability to have grace and have grace in between each thing also is going to keep me going.
Yeah.
The third thing is always making space for you.
Okay.
Right? For me, it's like, if my progress implies that I go and I walk around the park, that's all that I did today, that's all I'm doing today.
Okay.
Right? It may look like it's not like the tangible things, right? Like sometimes like the tangible things, the things that you can see physically are what gets you excited. But if internally you can't get it right, then the physical things, you're not going to be able to get them right.
Yeah.
Right? It's like they're composed, they're together, right? So I would say those 3 things are really what keep me going.
All right.
For me, that's really important because I'm a person that I'm really at high standard with myself. And sometimes I'm like, Liz, why did you not do this? But then in the middle, in the gap of grace, I'm like, no, but I did this today.
Yeah.
You know, and if I did this today, then that means that I'm one step closer.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that. So what's one daily habit or ritual that keeps you grounded and focused?
One daily ritual and habit. I will say I always look at my vision.
All right.
Always. I think people get annoyed because I carry my notebook everywhere that I go.
Okay.
Everywhere that I go. And I always am looking at that notebook, and I'm always looking at my vision, right? And sometimes we're going to feel like, dang, like I should be far more like in advance of what I am today. Right? But looking at that vision, right? Writing it down. I have a friend that says making it plain, right? Making it plain is so powerful, right? But looking at those steps and being like, this is what I have in mind. This is what it's going to be. This is what I'm going to get. This is what I'm going to work on.
Yeah.
I would say you have to look at it every single day. If you don't look at it every single day and you don't visit it every single day, you're probably going to forget about it. Right?
Yeah.
And I would say that like the vision that God gave me in my life, I sleep it, I think about it all day, and I don't forget it. But yet again, I look at it every day.
For sure.
So you have to look at it every day.
Okay.
Whether it's on a notebook, right? Look at your plans, right? Maybe there's a lot of plans that you can't do right now that you can't take into action, but you're still looking at it.
Yeah.
And you're visiting it every day, and you have it written down in your head is not enough. You got to write it down.
Okay.
You got to carry that notebook every day and look at it every day. It'll torture you a little bit, but
yeah.
You know?
No, that's pretty cool. I like that you do that. I think a lot more people need to do that. Because it's a daily reminder of what you're going to. So yeah, that's cool. I don't know too many people that do that. Yeah. So vision and legacy. We'll jump into vision and legacy. If you could wave a magic wand and change one thing about how women see themselves in leadership, what would it be?
If I could wave a magic wand in the way they see themselves as leadership, what would it be? I think it would be to be able to show them that they have the capacity to do it.
Okay.
I think that's what it would be. I think the word leadership brings a lot of fear to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a person that takes leadership like the real terminology of leadership. For me, I see leadership. I see Jesus-like leadership. Mm-hmm. That's why my leadership is so like at a high standard. It's not like it's like my influence matters so much. The way that I coach people matters so much. Like if I'm a woman, and I want to give this example. If I'm a woman that I know I'm independent, but I'm an arrogant woman, right? People know me as a feminist woman, okay? But my way of approaching a feminist and independent woman does not mean that I am above a man. Has never meant that I am above a man. I will never think that as a woman, I can take the place of a man. Like I really believe like men were designed in a certain way for a certain purpose with certain qualities that I cannot ever like fulfill. Right. And I have my own thing the way, and it's not because I'm saying so, it's because God designed it that way. Yeah. Right. God designed the man to be the leader, to be the head of the household, right? To be the provider. It's not because it was in a book. It's not because I'm saying so. It's because God designed it that way. Yeah. Right. And so in my leadership mentality, the way that I view leadership, even though I have these certain personal qualities of like I'm independent, like I believe any woman can be independent. Yeah. Your talents and your skill sets, nobody can take away from you. Right. But if you go to a job, they can fire you and they'll replace you. Right. Like nobody can tell me to stop doing eyelashes. Like nobody can take away that knowledge that I already have, that I learned, that skill set that I learned. Right. So I can make like that extra money doing eyelash extensions. Right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is like you have the ability to do it. Right? But the way that you view leadership is going to determine if you become a leader and the type of leader that you become. Yeah. Right? If you are a person that's a leader, right? And I'm going to give this example. You say, "Oh, I'm a leader. I coach people. I do this," right? And then you take your team, right? But you're mentoring them and you're telling them, take care of your body. You're telling them, like, work on your mindset. But then you go and you get drunk and you take your team. For me, I'm like, really? Like, you're saying you're a leader? Yeah. First of all, you tell them, work on your mindset, but you're making their mindset be vulnerable with alcohol. Yeah. And then you are partying with your team, acting like a fool, and your qualities of leadership just went away in one moment. Yeah. Right? Why do I hold that up as a high standard? It's because I have the leadership of Jesus, right? And I'm not saying I'm like Jesus. I don't even know if I can get that close. So that's why I'm saying leadership is scary. For me, leadership is scary. For me, I filter my words and I'm like, whatever comes out of my mouth has power, right? Like that girl, I could have offended her if I wouldn't have been careful with like the words that I was saying. Yeah. Right? So I would say the leadership is in you, but you have to identify what type of leader are you? What type of leader do you want to become? Yeah. How are you going to represent yourself, and what are going to be your standards?
Right.
But I do believe you have the ability to be a leader. But when you become a leader and you say you're a leader, everybody's going to be watching.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That's for sure.
Right? And so you better, it kind of feels like you're walking on eggshells, really. Like, but you chose the role of leadership. You know, people say, I live my life. I don't care what people think of me. You should care.
Yeah.
If you're representing yourself as a leader, you should care the way that you speak. You should care the way that you dress. The music that you listen to, the things that influence you around, you should care. Because people are watching you and people are following you.
Yeah.
And whatever influence that you bring, you're going to bring onto other people. So I'm very passionate about leadership, as you can tell.
No, that's good. Yeah. No, leadership is very important, and there's so many styles of leadership. I remember doing an essay on leadership styles a few years back for the Army, and before that, I didn't know jack about it, right? So yeah, it's to put it in perspective. Yes, there's so many different styles of leadership that you just got to establish your own as through your personality. So that's good. Okay, what legacy do you hope to leave for the next generation of faith-driven women leaders?
What legacy? So, I think my legacy would be more a tangible legacy. One of my main coaching programs that I have in my ministry is called Alibi Leadership Society, and it's basically developing women to be able to step into their ministry to fill the gap in their community. Okay. And the reason why I feel like God gave me this vision is because we cannot save everybody.
Yeah.
As faith-based people, if you notice, most faith-based women, they carry a lot of hats. Because we feel like it's our responsibility, because we're Christian, to save everybody. But I am a firm believer that if everybody stepped into their calling, whatever God has put in your heart, and you fill that gap in your community, then I feel like we can make an impactful community. Right?
Yeah.
And when I say like fill the gap, like I have this girl that I worked with her, and her main calling was helping women restore their home after a divorce. Because you know how like when women go through a divorce, or just in general you go through a divorce, kind of like the foundation of what was your house, what was the structure, what was the moral, what was like the whole thing of your house, just kind of like crumbles down, right?
Yeah.
Like, and now like there's that like the sense of safety for your kids, it's gone, right? And if you taught your kids like marriage is forever, and then you get a divorce, now their mentality is like, wait, you said marriage was forever, but now what happened?
Yeah.
What happened to that foundation that you gave me, Mom? Right? And so her passion was to help women be able to reestablish that foundation. Right? And that's an example. Right? And so I believe that that's the best legacy that I can leave, is helping women become leaders, mentor them to become leaders, helping them identify their calling, but also mentoring them, because coaching and mentoring is different, right? Mentoring is a little bit more pushy, right? I got to be pushy to helping them fill that gap.
Yeah.
Prepare to be that gap.
Okay.
Right? Because if you're going to mentor something, you got to be prepared to mentor. Sometimes we think, how come I don't have any clients? Well, you're not ready to take on any clients because you don't even have a structure of how you're going to work with people. Right? So for me, that's the legacy that I want to leave.
Gotcha.
Right? Is like, how can I equip women to step into what God called them to do so that they can fill the gap, right, in their community? And then we're all actively working.
Yeah.
Like we all have to actively be working. Like I'm a pastor's kid. I'm tired. Like I am like doing events. I am cleaning the church, right? I'm doing all these things, right? And I don't have to carry all of it, right? Because I'm carrying this and it takes me away from my ministry, my calling. But I'm a pastor's kid, so I feel like I have to do it, you know? Like who else is going to do it? Right?
Gotcha.
But if women really wanted to step up and be like, my calling is to clean toilets, your calling can be to clean toilets. There's people that take pride. I knew a woman that she was so passionate about cleaning the church. Right?
Yeah.
So that took away from me having to do it. Right?
Yeah.
But that's why there's so many people who are exhausted, especially in the Christian community.
Okay.
Is because we're carrying so many hats because people are not brave enough to take on their leadership role, prepare for it, and say like, this is what God called me to do, and I'm going to develop into that person so I can do it.
Okay.
So that's my legacy that I want to leave, is prepare women to step in and be brave enough and have a structure, right, to be able to do it.
Gotcha. Okay. So looking ahead, what's the next big goal or dream that you're working towards?
So the next big goal, oh gosh, I have so many. I'm a multi-passionate. Okay. So one of the biggest ones that I am working on is I am in the process of getting my license to become an esthetician.
Nice.
All the beauty aspect of me is passive income. Okay. People think and be like, oh my gosh, like this passive income is not giving her the time freedom that she wants. Well, not all of your passions are meant to fund 100% your life.
Yeah.
Some things are passive. And so I would say that the beauty aspect of mine is passive. So my goal would be to become an esthetician, get a salon, have different licensed people there, whether it's a massage therapist, permanent makeup artist, someone who cuts hair, and be able to rent the booths and get commission out of that.
Gotcha.
Passively work on doing eyebrows, makeup, but I don't think I see myself doing like 8 clients a day, right? But it's passive income, right?
Right.
So that would be one of my biggest goals. The other one is also that with my ministry, I do plan on making it a nonprofit.
Okay.
It's called Alibi Leadership Society, and it basically is leadership development and ministry development. And I'm looking into making it into a nonprofit. My biggest goal would be to have a group of women who have the same vision as me.
Yeah.
To help me be able to manage that, and go out in the community and do a lot of networking.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of like passion for networking and just trying to help the community. I think that a lot of people don't know the resources that are out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think my nonprofit ministry would definitely be a blessing to the community.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those are wonderful goals there. So we've jumped into rapid fire questions. These are the last set of questions here. So these are fun questions.
Uh-oh.
So, all right. First one of these is one word that describes your leadership style.
One word that describes my leadership style. I would say, oh gosh, what I am known for is like a no BS leader.
Right.
Like I would say that's it.
That's
no
good.
BS leader. Like I'm straightforward because I love people, you know, and I feel like when people come at me, they know my leadership style and they know my tone.
Yeah.
And I think that my marketing has spoke about that. So they know that if they come with me with advice, you're going to get a straight up answer.
Right.
So
That's cool. Yeah. Don't beat around the bush. That's the best way to do it. All right. Next one. The most inspiring woman you've ever met or learned from.
It's really hard to find people who outwork.
Yeah.
I'm saying it in a humble way.
Oh, hell yeah. That's good.
I just, honestly, I hold people at such a high standard, and I'm not really much for, like, Virgo things and things like that, but I'm a very analytical people that I study people very much.
Okay.
So it's very hard for me to see people that could be consistent with how they live their life.
Okay.
And I'm saying it in a way that I don't try to be like judgmental. I love people. I'm a Christian, but you will find out that I am a Christian. I was very laid back compared to like what I've seen.
Yeah.
But a person that I admire, gosh, I don't think I have any.
Okay.
Harsh answer, but it's the truth.
Okay.
I feel like people switch up so much, and I don't feel that they are really consistent a lot of times with their brand.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Understood.
I will be judged the same way, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. A Bible verse or quote you live by in business and life.
A Bible verse. Gosh. Whew. I would say that my Bible verse is Jeremiah, where it says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you."
Okay.
Because I'm a firm believer that whatever we go through, God works it out for good.
Yep.
So I that's my favorite Bible verse.
Okay. Awesome. Your go-to confidence boost before a big meeting or speaking engagement.
My go-to. Gosh, I'm actually a person that gets very stuck in her head. I do struggle with a lot of imposter syndrome. I think mainly because of how honest I am.
Mm-hmm.
I try to like not be so honest sometimes. And then my Spanish is my first language, so sometimes I feel a little bit intimidated by that. I would say that the first person that I go to is my daughter.
Okay.
My daughter's 16 and she's with me everywhere. She has a new boyfriend. She betrayed me. But I was like, do you think you can come with me to my podcast interview and just sit at the corner and I can just look at you?
Yeah.
But you know, I got pregnant really young, and I feel like she's my best friend and she really calms my nerves.
That's nice.
So I would say that it would be my daughter.
That's nice. Mm-hmm. Okay. If your life were a movie, what would the title be?
If my life were a movie? Gosh, this is a hard question. I think it would be, I don't know, something girly. Something girly with pink and I don't know. I don't know. All I know is it has to be girly. It has to be pink. It has to have a pretty wardrobe. And it has to have like romance in it.
Okay.
And books in it. Like I could picture it, but I don't know what the title would be.
Okay. All right. No worries. Next question is the beauty product you never leave the house without. What is it?
The beauty product. Gosh. Blush.
Okay.
Like I always say, like, every girl looks pretty when she has like red cheeks. Like you don't look pale. Okay. You know? So I think like blush has to be it. Like you just like don't look dead. You know, you look like more alive with blush on.
Okay.
So, yeah, I say blush.
Okay, blush. Gotcha. And the last question, but definitely not least, if you could instantly master any new skill, what would it be?
If I could master any new skill, gosh, there's so many skills that I want to learn. I think I would want to do permanent makeup.
Okay.
I would want to learn how to do permanent makeup because I love eyebrows. And I'm just like, eyebrows shape your face, girl. Like,
yeah.
You know, most of the girls take a long time doing their makeup because of their eyebrows, you know? And I feel like it's like a simple fix where you know, if you can have like your eyebrows done, like it shapes your face. And I think that's a skill that I would really want to learn.
All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was the last of my questions. Great job answering them. Now I'm just going to open it up to you on whatever you want to say. If there's something you want to talk about or anything we didn't mention during the session, right now is the time for you to throw it out there.
Can I do advertisement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything you want. Plug anything you want in here.
Okay. Well, I'm just really grateful. Thank you so much for having me today. This was actually very interesting and exciting because I did not get any preview questions. So they all came out like with like a natural response. So I really appreciate it. I think the biggest thing would just be like, I'm on a huge transition right now, but if anybody would be interested in following me, I really believe that my personal life, even my struggles, are a part of my personal brand. And I feel like that's also a way that I can show people that I am consistent and that I am passionate about what I'm doing. And I'm also a human, right? I never try to project, as harsh as a leader as I am, I never try to project that I'm a perfect person. So I love to share my lifestyle as much as I can. I love to be a resource, even though I'm not coaching. I like to be in networking. And so if anybody reaches out to me for anything, whether it's prayer, a resource, anything that I can help with, I'm always available. This is my passion. I love doing it. And I also just wanted to extend an invitation. We actually are starting some workshops at a Westside Community Center, and it's basically for business starters.
Okay.
It's about 5 weeks, and we basically help women and men, if they want to attend, on how to start their LLC, the basic structure of business formation.
Nice.
Right. So that is open. It is completely free at the Westside Community Center. We are hosting those Wednesdays at 6:15 to 7:15. And so that is completely free. And I just want to extend the invitation. We started last week. We are hoping to get a Spanish one rolling to get the Spanish market, legally structured, because the Spanish market, I feel like we need a lot of help. Sometimes we feel like we can do things like illegally, and no, like we got to do things right, So definitely that's a resource. We're also going to be doing like the basic marketing things, like how to use Canva, right? How to use video, how to be confident on camera, all those little things that you need to know in order to start a business. Like you don't got to start off like with a huge setup.
Yeah.
Right. Like I love your setup here.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing. I might reach out and be like, look, I need to level up, because after this, mine is super simple. But when you start off in business, it doesn't have to be complicated, right?
Right.
So we want to just basically walk with you the simple ways that you can just get started.
Yeah.
Right. The simple way of how to get started. And also we're going to be talking about how to get your vision plain. Right? Because sometimes our vision is overly complicated and we're paralyzed and we don't take action. Right? And so my friend, my Christian friend, her name is Angelica Stanley. She's the one that is hosting this, but I'm supporting her. If we get enough people to these workshops, we can move on to the Spanish market. So it's just really important that we get the support from the community, and it's completely free.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I just wanted to advertise that and market, because I'm all about marketing. So
yeah. That's amazing. For free too. That sounds very beneficial. Okay, and last but not least, go ahead and let the audience know where they can follow you or find you on social media.
Okay, so I am pretty much everywhere on social media under Elizabeth Laurenzana. That's Laurenzana, and you can follow me mainly on Instagram. And you can also follow me on Facebook. So my Facebook page is a little bit more personal. You can see a little bit more about my life, my kids, all of that. Part of my personal brand as well. And then my Instagram page is more business related. So I share a lot of like my approaches, the way that I view leadership, my programs, all of that. You can find it on Instagram. And so, yeah, you guys can just follow me along. I'm not taking any clients, but I love to connect with people at any time. Yeah. So. Okay.
Any websites that you want to throw out there too?
Not right now. I'm actually in the process of creating my website or revamping my website. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, you guys heard it from her, so. And if you guys, I'll go ahead and throw her tags and links when the time is ready on the description when this episode comes out. So thank you guys for watching and attending another show of Small Talk on the Mats. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Peace out.